Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me here this fine Friday. If you want to follow along, we'll be back in James as we approach the end of his book of New Testament wisdom. Much like the Old Testament book of Proverbs, this is a book of wisdom. And in James chapter 5, verse 13, he says, "Is any among you afflicted? Let him pray. Is any merry? Let him sing psalms." And so we have some very wise counsel here that James puts before us. He gives us here a good measuring stick for our spiritual life, a good measuring stick for our walk with the Lord. If you any among you afflicted, let him pray. If anybody is suffering, the first thing he should do is pray. If life is good, if everything is going well, you should be singing praises. And so these two extremes, these two responses, pray if you're afflicted, sing if you're merry, really both of those, the reason that is good advice, the reason that is biblical spiritual wisdom, is because by doing that, by what James is saying, we're acknowledging we need God in both of those circumstances. It's interesting what I have observed in my lifetime is many people, it seems like they're good at one of these. If they're having trouble, then they'll pray. But once things get straightened out and everything starts going well, they forget anything about God. On the other hand, there are those who, as long as things are going good, they're praising the Lord, going to church, all that. But the first time things kind of go bad for them, they will turn their back on the Lord. And James is telling us here, regardless of what situation you're in, your relationship with the Lord is prominent. In one circumstance, you pray, you cry out to God. In the other circumstance, you sing praises, you worship His name. When we're facing trouble, we go to Him in prayer. When we're having joy, we sing. We see again that he's teaching us that both of these two circumstances remind us again of our need for the Lord. When we are afflicted, we need the Lord. When we are merry, we're merry, we're joyful because of the gift of God, because of what He has done for us, because of the blessings that He has put on to our life. And I would throw that question at you this morning. Do you find yourself in one of those two extremes? Again, many people I see again when everything is going well, they have no problem praising the Lord. But the minute things go south, things go bad for them, they forget all about God, get mad at God, get angry with God. On the other hand, some people, again, when they're down and out, they're all about, they want to pray. They want people to pray for them, pray with them. But then when things straighten out, they forget they knew Him. Do you find yourself in one of those two extremes? Or can you identify with one of those more than the other? Because James here says we do both. If you're sad, if you're going through a rough time, you pray. If you're going through a good time, you sing. You give Him the glory. You acknowledge Him in every circumstance and situation you find yourself in. Where are you today? Is today a day of sadness for you, a hard day, a bad day? If it is, James says pray. pray. You'll need someone to pray with you. Pray. If it's a good day, if things are going well, you're being blessed, it is time, it is a great opportunity to praise Him and to give Him the glory. And if it's like many days, most days it seems like we'll praise a little bit, we'll sing a little bit, and then we have to pray a little bit, and then we'll sing a little bit. Kind of goes back and forth. But pray in the hard times, praise in the good times. But either way, we are acknowledging Him in all of our ways. Have a good day. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.